All right, all right, all right. Here we are once again. Here we are. So it's so great to connect with all of you, man. And yeah, it's a powerful golden shadow type of day. Soom shady, okay? Checking in. How are you guys doing? I'm hoping everybody's doing well. I'm hoping everybody's balling. Today's topic is quite interesting. Okay. A lot of the times I've heard this growing up. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Okay. Is ignorance really bliss or is it confinement? Is it suppression? And of course, this is my own personal understanding of this. Make sure you don't break any laws of the land. Make sure you're 18 and older, and make sure that you understand this for information, education, and entertainment. Okay. So, my understanding of ignorance is that we give our real power over away into something external to us. So we externalize our power source. We're saying that this person made me like, we start blaming others, right? We say that this person did it like this, or they want me to be this way. Okay. Now we've got to slowly change and re-identify with the understanding of ignorance is not bliss. Okay, flow state is when you let go, when you feel the most free. What does divine masculine, divine feminine even mean? In my own personal understanding, man, it just means freedom, right? Not captivity, not confinement, not being like feeling like you're trapped and like you can't do anything. And, you know, a lot of people have still been playing small, but that time is over. The time for betterment, for evolution is now. So when we ignore something, what are we trying to say to ourselves? We're avoiding it. An avoidance strategy in this game of life is not going to work. If you're just like, hey, I want to take my kind of booster seat and, you know, this seat off of my jetpack. I don't really want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't know. Just kind of like done with that energy of feeling like, I can't do it. Doesn't really work for me. There's a certain level of ignorance that perpetuates there because you don't have enough knowledge about what your hidden strengths are in order for you to actually tap into it and make it the best evolution for yourself. So, when we powerfully ignore something, it creates more resistance, and whatever we resist will persist. So, if you're like, I don't want to face anger ever again, okay? You see, this is what a lot of coaches do, a lot of coaches, they'll be like, let's remove the trauma, let's get rid of the pain, let's stop this thing. But that's, again, it's coming from this level of ignorance. You see what I'm saying? Like, ignorance is not just about not knowing. Okay, it's a lack of integration, it's a lack of understanding. And really, once we have deep understanding about ourselves, about a certain topic, we stop taking it so seriously and stop, imprisoning ourselves in our own minds for this thing. But when we can truly be like, hey, I feel blissful just as I am. I feel free just as I am. Let me find my freedom right where I stand, right where I sit. And then you start to notice, like, how you have this sometimes, bro? Like, one of your noses is blocked or something, and it affects how you directly function, like your brain capacity starts being affected by it, right? The Indian Bengala are like messing up in a sense, right? They're causing this tug of war between each other. And if you just blow out the snot, and you start, basically a really good way to do this is, as you're trying to open your nose, right, unclog your nose, let's say it's on one side that's blocked. So you do this and you jump at the same time. So you find a rhythm to kind of let it go. You build up the almost like a pocket to resynchronize and reharmonize. So when you feel out of harmony, you'll notice your body affects itself in that way too. Like let's say if you're sitting down, right? If you notice your shoulder kind of leaning to one side, right? That is a physical misalignment, which is giving you an emotional misalignment, right? A spiritual misalignment. So it kind of perpetuates through the different five bodies and the patterns that you have. So your experience of living life becomes a metaphor for the universe at large, or the greater expansion that's happening on outside on a global mass, hive mind level. Okay, so if you're struggling with back pain, there's many other people on this planet who are also doing that, going through that. Okay, now what if I told you, right, pelvic floor exercises strengthen your pelvic floor? What if I gave you that datum? Now with that new knowledge, as you tap in, go through this process, you're gonna feel so much bliss, bro, or sis, right? You're gonna feel so much bliss just from that datum of maybe pelvic floor thrusting exercises, or different pelvic floor, strengthening exercises, maybe Kegels, whatever it is, right? You now have that datum, and from that wisdom, you are acting through what you have learned, right? And that's not ignorance. That's actually a discovery mode, right? We've stopped our love for learning, and I think school is partly to blame for this, okay? Because in school, what are we told to do? We're kept in captivity. We're told to take which subject we want to take, right? Either, even in school later on, I know a lot of people, they do it with their parents too. Like their parents tell them to study like accounting or something, or business, and they're like, no, I don't want to do that. And then they still end up doing that just to appease their parents. Okay. Again, that's another way that you're giving your real power over to somebody else, right? Oh, my parents can handle it. They can do all of that. I don't need to deal with that. Okay. And I've been doing this avoidance strategy. I've been doing my whole life, man. I don't resonate with it anymore at the level that I do, but I understand it. Now it's become more so that I'm friendly with the energy within that's trying to tell me to avoid something. Okay. And avoidance is avoid dance, okay? A dance of void, a dance of nothingness. You're getting nowhere by avoiding it. It's going to come back anyway. So you might as well go and pierce through the present moment and deal with that little issue that keeps popping up in the back of your, oh, what if I should have said this? Or what if I would have done this? Or what if I hadn't been like that? And living in that regret will take you out of the zone real fast because you're in the past. You're not in the now. You're not living, breathing, eating, shitting, fucking, living, loving life through your flow. You're now in a past paradigm, thinking through that maybe I need to tweak it like this, or maybe I need to do it like this, or and doubting, the self-doubt that will start to creep in. So what do you do? How do you transmute this energy of ignorance? Like, let's see, there's some bad news on television, right? Happens all the time, right? There's some bad news, or someone's talking in a very low vibration, or there's events around us that affect our energy quite very much so. Like, for instance, right, you guys remember when I went to Delhi, away from this environment, kind of, and my energy shifted, it changed. I noticed that too. And now, as I'm going to step to be in Bali, Indonesia, now I do know that my energy is going to change dramatically just based on location. So once I know that, I understand that now my experience with the world is also going to change. Okay. My experience with others is going to change. My experience with myself is going to change. And my experience with living, just simply showing up and living life, is going to change. And once I recognize that there is this kind of adamantium energy towards being in the internal world and finding our true power, that we have everything that we need. We have the greatest pharmacy known as our brain within ourselves. But we still keep trying to escape ourselves. We still keep wanting to run away from the difficult issues. But what if you stopped running from your responsibility and you started loving it? Instead of running, start loving. Okay? 1 second, guys. I'm going to just end this stream right now. I gotta let someone in. Have an incredible day. Hope you enjoyed this video. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get upward spiral. Let's go.